to Keyhole Conversations. I'm Bonnie Myrick, your host, and today we're filming in the Inn of Glenstray, and we're providing a link to the website so that you can take the slide tour. It's a lovely place, and we want to thank our hosts for giving us the opportunity to film here. Now, today's guest is Grant Overstake, and he's a former Miami sports writer, and we're so pleased to have you with us today, Grant.
Thank you, Bonnie. It's great to be here.
So how did you get the idea for this book?
Growing up here in Wichita, I had the privilege of living about a mile from Cessna Stadium back in the 60s and 70s, and a lot of kids wind up playing Little League Baseball or that type of thing. I was fortunate in that we had a Little League track team. And because of Jim Ryan and his great high school career in the mid-'60s, they created a track club and they opened it up to all comers. And so as a little boy, I learned all the events and everything before I was 10 years old, and that led to a career as a decathlete and had some success doing that. But Maggie was born of my own personal experience as a pole vaulter and an athlete who was qualified 3 times for the state championships at Cessna Stadium. That's another story. We might be able to get to that. And also as a newspaper reporter later in life, I was embedded in wheat country, even though I'm a city boy from Wichita. The story takes place in a very rural area, a golden wheat place in Kansas.
Well, did you have to do any particular research for this? What kind of problems might you have encountered while you were writing this book?
What's been great about the book is the number of people who've come together to help make the book what it is. So it has been a collaborative effort. I had the storyline by asking the question, what if? What if a girl from Kansas overcame difficulties from the farm and had a pinnacle achievement at the Kansas State High School Track and Field Championships, which you may not know is actually the largest track and field championships in the entire nation. It's the biggest track meet in the nation, and it's right here in Kansas. And there are 3,000 athletes come every year, and 20,000 spectators flock to Cessna Stadium. And it is quite a deal. It's a carnival, is what they call it. And they've just celebrated their centennial. As a matter of fact, I believe in May they'll be celebrating their 102nd consecutive state championship, which is remarkable in itself. And I've been privileged, the Kansas State High School Activities Association, Gary and Nancy Musselman, he's the director, and Nancy is his wife. Nancy read the book and just loved it. She's a school teacher, and she loves the message of Maggie and the triumph over gravity. And she and Gary were gracious enough to invite me to present the book, a copy of the book, to the Kansas State High School Activities Association State Convention. And so that was a great honor to do that. And now a copy of Maggie is being displayed in the lobby of the Kansas State High School Activities Association in Topeka. So that's a big honor.
Well, you obviously are doing everything right. I was very impressed with your website, and I think the book is going to be wonderful. It's going to be one that's going to be on my list to read.
Well, Bonnie, it's been a great opportunity to, since the outpouring of support for Maggie, her character, the community of Grain Valley, Kansas, where the story takes place, it's not unlike so many Kansas towns. And so many people have identified with Maggie and her situation that she goes through in the book, but the sense of place of Kansas and the harvest has just really brought out people of all ages. Not everybody is a sports fan. Although the book is technically a sports-related book, the story has a type of meaning and it has a depth to it that many people can relate to. So we have had a website, the MaggieVaultsOverTheMoon.com, that's been up for a couple of months, and it has attracted quite a bit of attention, not only here in the United States, but because of the World Wide Web, we've attracted people from all over the world.
Yeah, I understand that you have this in the library here, the Wichita City Library.
Yes, it's been one of the goals that one of the dreams that's come true for me as a native Wichitan. Growing up here in Wichita as a boy and having Maggie appear in the bookshelves and also in the historical section of the public library is another one of the dreams come true. And I think one of the themes of the book is imagine what could happen if your dreams come true. And certainly those dreams have come true for me since Maggie has manifested herself in my life.
And you've really had some good reviews from Kirkus. What about this Barbara, I can't remember her name, let me see.
Barbara Gruner.
Yes.
Yes, Barbara Gruner is a school counselor for a National School of Character, which is another honor that Maggie has received. Barbara read the book, enjoyed it, and endorsed it as a book of character that talks about the type of values and I want to be careful when I use that word. Maggie is a wholesome character. Her story is a story of, we call it a triumph over gravity. But she goes through a lot of difficulties, and through the sport of pole vaulting, she overcomes obstacles, physical obstacles as the bar goes higher, but also it's symbolic of her rise from a real family tragedy.
You have this at Watermark Books, and I think it's climbed up to number 5 or so, something like that.
But one of the things that I did, Bonnie, was I would take an artist date to Watermark Books, and I would walk through the store there, and I would imagine what would it be like to have Maggie on the shelves here. And some days, I took more than one date there, and some days it was a bad date, because I came out intimidated, thinking, oh, it's not going to happen. Then, as my confidence grew and Maggie manifested into the story that she is, it just seemed inevitable that that's where she was going to go. And what was so great was, we're going to have a book signing and an author's night and a celebration for Maggie on April 11th. It's a Thursday at 7 o'clock. And there's going to be a lot of people there who've been a part of the book, and a lot of people who've read the book, who love the book, who love the story, are going to gather there. And to me, everything starts with a thought.
For you readers out there, you better come down and check out Grant's book signing event.
We want all of the local folks who possibly can to go to Watermark. They are the supporter of books in our area, and they can also, if they want to buy it online, they can go to the Watermark online store and purchase it there. And I would encourage people to do that, to support the local booksellers. And a portion of every book that's sold during this period will be donated to the Kansas State High School Hall of Fame, the Athletics Hall of Fame. And there have been so many great athletes. There have been literally tens of thousands of athletes whose quest it's been to make it to the state championship, whether it be in track and field or some other sport. And this book is a tribute to them.
Yeah, we really do appreciate you interviewing with us today. We'll be looking forward to your Watermark event, and I'll certainly try to make it.
Bonnie, I hope you can be there, and thank you so much for what you are doing with these videos to promote local authors.
We enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
We enjoy it. We have a lot of fun. Well, that's it for Keyhole Conversations this time. We'll see you in a week or two.